I chose to do The Rod of Justice by Queen Maria Machado de Assis, who was born of mixed races. His mother was a white Portuguese, and his father was born of freed slaves. Machado was one of Brazil's greatest writers, and in 1891 he wrote The Rod of Justice, which questions the power and authority of our society, because in most literature males have the highest authority, but in this certain one it portrays a woman having a lot of power through manipulations. The main character, Dominio, runs away from seminary school and had nowhere to go. He couldn't go back home because he knew his father would send him right back to seminary school even after being tortured by his father. And he hadn't made a plan of where he would go because he escaped sooner than he thought he was going to. He decided to go beg Rita, who was a widow mistress of his godfather, João Canario. Rita asked Demario to explain why he was there and not where he was supposed to be. And after explaining, Rita asked why he didn't go to his godfather for advice or help. And Demario explains that his godfather is just as bad as his father and does not listen to him. So Rita then sends one of her slaves, who she verbally attacks, they call him "come here, darky" and such, and sends her to speak to his godfather and bring him to Rita so she could speak to him. Rita then threatens her relationship with his godfather, that if he doesn't go talk to Mayo's father, that she'll end the relationship with him. So he follows her orders, which shows her power through manipulation over him. The story also explains Rita as a fine-figured woman who is lively and merry, but can be fierce as the devil if needed be. Rita also seems to have power over the main character. For example, she tells him to tell a funny story, and he says he had no choice but to obey. So he obeyed her wishes. He was also told when she was going to beat one of her slaves to grab the stick for her so she didn't have to let go of her slave. And even though he felt a sense of guilt and didn't want to, he didn't want to get sent back to seminary school, so he picked up the stick and handed it to Rita, even though the whole time the girl was begging him not to. So the story basically just shows how a woman in this sense has power over the males by using manipulation and threatening situations.